Hi, my name is Mamu, 35 years old, and this is my story with my experiences with Illuminati and U.S. Marshals recruiting me. So let's start from the beginning. Earlier on, I noticed, really early on in my childhood, that I was a white, good-looking guy, white boy, in a brown society. And I was stared upon, and I was even sexually harassed at the job by the servants, different servants. And my brother got raped when he was 5 years old by one of our servants. And it was obvious from the beginning that there was something wrong with the society. I knew it in my heart that something needed to change, and I needed to get out of Pakistan immediately. And my grandma, who had recently come from America, she used to tell stories about her life in the United States and how she felt independent and how she enjoyed her time in the United States. And I always dreamed about that life. I always wanted one day to go to America and see the place for myself. And lo and behold, when I turned 14, something like that happened. Due to some reasons. Well, let's go back. My parents were educated people, and my dad was an naval officer, commander, and an SSG Special Forces operator, and after he retired, quite a while after he retired, when I was 14 years old, he got abducted by the naval intelligence. And apparently, what my dad tells me, that they wanted some money out of him because of his successful business. And they picked him up and they tortured him for 2-3 days. Imagine the Pakistani Navy torturing their own special operatives and to get information out of them. Information that didn't exist, that was fabricated. And my mom got scared, and she went to the media, and she went to the newspaper, and they got scared. Naval intelligence people got scared, and they let my dad go. And as soon as my dad got let go, as soon as he came home, it was obvious that our time in Pakistan was limited, and he quickly, within a couple of days, we had sold everything, and we had gotten American visas, visit visas, and for America, and we left within a week. Later on, I find out that My dad's name was put on the exit control list and all that for treason. But this is not about my dad. This story is about the Illuminati and how they pretty much try to run our lives. And it starts as soon as I get to America. In 2000, we go to America. And in 2001, September 11 happened. And I was in New York at that time. When September 11 happened, I experienced the fear in people's hearts and eyes, and how they judged me for being Muslim. I even got punched, I got abused in New York, and I never felt in place there. And finally decided to move back to California. That's where we had originally landed in the United States. So once we moved back to California, life started to get back into place, and I got a job and finally got my driver's license. It took a while, but I finally got my documents. And even though they had some drama with our files by the immigration department, where they actually lost our files, and my dad had to actually go to a senator, right? He wrote to a senator for help, and the senator helped us out, and he wrote a letter to the immigration which expedited a already delayed case. But finally, I get my documents. Life is finally turning out good. And lo and behold, Libyan war happens. And that inspires me. The Libyan conflict, how Muammar Gaddafi got ousted. And that inspired me to preach about God, about the oneness of God. And I slowly preached online. I kept preaching, I didn't care who was watching. I'm sure I was being watched by the military intelligence. My dad worked for the U.S. Army, and my parents both worked for the U.S. Army, so I'm sure military intelligence were looking at me because of my preaching online. And I slowly started to get followers. And that scared them. It scared them that just one guy with an online account can get followers. And they started to conspire against me. They sent women, men, children at me, trying to distract me from my goal or trying to recruit me. And this is one of the stories that happened while I was in California. So it was a typical day. We were I didn't have work. None of us had work. My brother came over, and we went to his friend Joe Neveloso's house to party, basically. And we were sitting there, enjoying, having a good time. And all of a sudden, Joe looks at me and says, "Hey, do you know you're a psychopath?" And that confused me. And I was like, "So what? So what am I a psychopath?" And then he says, "Hey, Mom, do you know only psychopaths can have children here in the United States?" And all of a sudden I realized that I was being recruited by them. And he was a Sicilian guy. So I knew he had ties in the mafia and the whole Illuminati gang. And he pretty much expressed himself that he was part of the Illuminati, and so did my brother. He expressed himself that he was also a psychopath and that he got recruited by the Illuminati, same way as I was being recruited by the Illuminati. But I didn't join them, and they got furious, and they tried to kill me. Anyway, at the same time, I was being tracked by the Illuminati. I was also being tracked by the naval intelligence, FBI, CIA, MI5. They were all pretty much tracking me because of all my activities online. And some stuff happened that I'm not gonna go into detail right now about, but certain things happened that made them scared of me, that made them fear. And things changed after that. They started to, I had cops coming to me and having conversations with me about my life and how I'm preaching the Word of God. And a lot of things happened that were personal. I'm not going to go into detail right now about it, but a lot of things did happen. And ultimately, I decided that it was time for me to leave. As much as it hurt me to say this, it was time for me to leave California. And that's what I did. In 2015, I flew back from California to Pakistan. And on the first day I arrived, guess what happens? I get attacked by the goons in the neighborhood who broke into my house and tried to attack me. And they tried to beat me up, but I beat the hell out of all of them. They ran away. They called the cops. The cops tell me that, they don't want to they took me. The Pakistani cops tell me that they don't want to hurt me, but, they're sort of broken by America. to Pakistani naval police, Venus Bahadur. I told them my whole story. I told them my whole story, and they laughed. Pretty much, they laughed at me, and they didn't take me seriously at all. But one guy over there believed me, and he told me, look, guy, you're a special ops guy. You should go to the Penis Iqbal and tell your story there. Maybe because your dad's SOG, somebody might believe you there. So that's what I did. I went to Penis Iqbal, and some people did believe me there. But they still didn't trust me. Ultimately, what happened was, the Illuminati, they were surrounding me. They were watching me, they were surrounding me. And, they have an army. And they will hurt you if you... They're dangerous people. And they're evil people. And they will hurt you. And this, the U.S. Marshals tried to recruit me, and I guess they were trying to help me. But I think they were being schemed into helping me so that they could be set up for failure in the future and be eliminated. Because that's what these people want. They want good people to get out of their way so they can keep on going and doing their evil deeds. And this is my deal, and Illuminatis are watching me, and they're after me, and they have tried to kill me many times. Even in a couple times in the United States, and even a few times here in Pakistan. But I'm not gonna give up, because I'm fighting for my people, and I'm fighting for the children that are being abused. They're being tortured. Children and immigrants that are being taken advantage of because of their fragility. I believe I need to fight for them. And that's what I'll keep on going to.